Hi, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to It Doesn't Have to Be Perfect. I am recovering from this past weekend. If you see my vlog that I posted on YouTube, you know I did so much this weekend. On Friday I went to a wedding, right? My brother's wedding. And then on Saturday I went to a quinceañera. It was my sister's like bestie's quinceañera in Mexico. And then the next day I brought my sisters back to town with me from Yuma, and I took them to an event to see Dan and Phil. Bro, I'm so tired. And then even like the day after that on Monday, they were just hanging out with me, and I wanted to do something fun with them. And so I took them around town. We went to Daiso. We went to get like mochi fresh, which is like a boba spot here. And then we ended up like at a pumpkin patch like late at night. So it was really fun to have them here. It was really fun to just spend time with them. And I know they love coming here because there's so much more to do here than there is in Yuma. So it was really, really fun to have them here. And they left like 2 days ago, and now I'm back to my routine. School started yesterday, and I don't think I'm sick, but I think I have like allergies, which is so weird because like I am not really like an allergy person. Like I feel like, people get them like once a year, twice a year maybe, right? And the one time that I remember when I first experienced allergies was when I just moved to Tempe, actually. And I don't know if it's the pollution or the different climate, but it's not that different from Yuma. So it's like, I don't know what it is. Just growing up, maybe just being an adult, it's part of the process, right? I remember I got it when I was like 19, and I was like, what is this? Because I don't feel tired. I don't feel like achy. I don't feel sick, but like my nose is plugged and my throat is itchy and my eyes are so watery. And I remember my ex at the time had all kinds of like respiratory issues growing up. And so he was like, I think it's allergies. And I was like, no, I don't get allergies. Like, no. My dad gets allergies, but I don't. Oh, shoot. I think I got allergies. And I think that's what's going on right now. And I don't really keep medication for it. I have like these basic allergy pills, but I don't think they did anything. I took some last night, and I don't think they did anything for me. So I might have to explore CVS or Walgreens and see what I can get. Okay, so today, dude, I have been going through it like emotionally. Okay, so I've talked about my breakup on here before, right? I've talked about how we essentially are still like best friends and we're still in each other's lives. But recently something happened that kind of just really broke me. Oh, hi, Nube. Damn, she's like running around here making a scene. Her tail's puffed up. Oh, girl, she's in play mode. No, but really, I really went through it recently, just like emotionally. And, I was just like, I got to a point, I think I hadn't gotten to this point in the breakup of like just crying, just straight up crying. And I remember I was like, I'm taking this one like a little too well. Like, I think I'm taking this breakup like a little too maturely, And I think I finally just got to my breaking point where I just couldn't really like go like an hour straight without like crying or without like crunching up my like eyebrows and like feeling that anxiety coming over me, And so I think it finally hit, and for like 2 straight days thank God I didn't like work. I didn't have work like at the coffee shop in the evenings. I did have my work from home job, but like I didn't like, obviously I could just cry in peace and like send emails from afar. But it just it's hard. It's hard to go through anything like this, especially when you have such a delayed reaction to everything. It's like, and I don't think I'm emotionally stunted or anything. No, I don't think it's the case at all. I just think like with anything, like people process things differently. And I think this was just the process that I had to go through. So it just really brought me to this idea, and something that you can't force is like having people want to stay in your life. I am 25. I've had many friendships, more friendships than boyfriends, thankfully. But I know a thing or two about when it's time to let go of someone and when it's time to move on from them. And sometimes though it's really hard. It's really hard to let go of them because they mean so much to you. There's like an emotional attachment there. There's not even like necessarily a dependency, but you just like get so accustomed to a certain person in your life. And when they want to leave, especially for no reason, or at least like you perceive it to be no reason or no fault of your own, that's when it gets really tricky. Because so like a few months back, I watched Call Her Daddy interview, and it was Shay Mitchell, and she's from Pretty Little Liars. I love her so much. I still follow her because I think as a person, she's like so interesting, right? She always talks about how she essentially manifested her dream life. Like she had, a cork board and she had certain images on it, and all of those came true once, she booked Pretty Little Liars, and, the palm trees and the car and like everything that was on her board like came true. So that was really like inspiring to hear that someone is just so like confident in their vision, and it just really like made me hopeful of like the things that I'm striving for. But anyway, she in that interview, essentially, she was asked like, hey, like, can we talk about like your exes? Can we talk about this, right? And she goes into everything, and she talks about how, I don't do what I did in my 20s anymore. Like check their Snap score, check their Instagram, like what bar are they at? Like what time did he post that? Like who's that girl in the back? Do I have her? Can I see if she posted anything of like him in the background? All this stuff, right? Like doing the whole snooping and, being really like jealous and secretive about it and trying to find something, right? That's something that I always like agreed with. Like whenever I hear people say like, hey, like if they don't want to be in your life, okay, you can just go. Like you don't have to force it. But I think like for a moment recently, like I forgot that I have those values because I was just really latching on to this person, right? I was really latching on to them, and I just didn't want them to go away. I'm like, what? Like, don't go away. Like, what's going on? Like, please don't go, But I'm a firm believer, like, why would you want to have someone in your life that, like, doesn't want to be there? It's so, like, counterintuitive. Like, and there's a difference between people that just want to leave because you did something to them. And then there's the people that, like, kind of just want to fade away and they don't really like owe you an explanation. But it's like, it's a different scenario if we're talking about something that you did, right? And if they don't want to communicate what it is that you did and leave you in the dark about it, I feel like that sucks. But like, you kind of have to take it because like, it's not like you can force them to give you an explanation. But like, in the best healthy scenario, they would come up to you and say, hey, you did this, I did not like it, and I am reconsidering our friendship or our relationship or whatever. And from there, you can have a conversation. How can, like, please forgive me. Like, how can I make it up to you? How can we move forward? Because I still want you in my life, right? And that's one scenario that can play out, right? And you guys work it out, and it's mature and whatever, right? But there's also the scenario where they don't want to work it out, and they don't care to have you make up for it, and they don't really care to have you in their life again because they feel like they can't trust you again, or they feel like too much damage has been done to keep the friendship or the relationship. And that's a real hard pill to swallow because, especially like if it's an action that you didn't really think would come much of, but it just really hurt them. That's when you're like, oh shoot, okay, there's really no coming back from this because the damage is done. They mentally have moved on, even though I haven't had the time to process this because they were secretly just like moving on already. And that sucks. That is like a gut to the like, wait, no, that's wrong. A punch to the gut. What the fuck? But you have to like accept that. Like, why would you want, and I repeat, and my mom has always said this, like, why would you want people in your life that don't want to be there? Like, why? Like, there's just no point in like begging and groveling, like, please stay in my life. Like, no, like, if they want to go, like, girl, like, bestie, like, they have free will. They are big grown up people that can make their own choices. And if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Like, you can't force someone to love you. You can't force someone to want to be your friend. Like, you can't force someone to want to stay here and make silly little memories and make silly little TikToks and do the whole thing. And it's so unfortunate, but like, you have to take it as it is, because if it was a reverse situation, right, and you were already done mentally with the friendship and the dynamic that you have, if this person came like crying to you and like begging for you to like stay, like, I feel like it'd be a little like, oh, now it feels weird. Now I feel weird like leaving, and I feel like I should stay out of obligation, and I feel like I should, try to not make you so sad. And it's like, no, like, do your thing. Like, because then that just makes it weird, unless like you actually, again, have an adult conversation and move past from it, and time will heal everything. But if that's not the case, like, no, they can go. Like, actually, like, you can go. It's fine. I'm a big girl. I can get through it. I will overcome it. I've overcame stuff in the past like this. You're not the first. And unfortunately, don't think you'll be the last, right? Because that's just life. That's what happens. People grow out of friendships and relationships, and it happens all the time. It's the constant cycle of life. Just like, new people come into your life, old people go away. And, it's just vice versa. And if you're lucky, you have the same friend group that you've had all your life. And I feel like those are very important and crucial gems that, we want to maintain. But if they don't want to be in your life anymore, okay, like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that that's the case. But I can't chain you down and have you here, like, please, just like stay, like, give me another chance, like, please, and if they don't want it, like, okay, good riddance, goodbye. Dude, I am so sorry if my voice sounds a little like stuffy, or like, because of, all this is freaking clogged. But it might just be one of those things that, like, I hear it because I'm in my own head, and it feels like there's like cotton balls in my ears. And it feels like there's like liquid like sitting here, like at the top of my nose. But I hope that you got something out of that, and I hope that if you relate to it, girl, me too. Like, we're in the same boat. And it's funny because my roommate and I have been going through the same things, just back to back to each other. And so the other one will give the other one advice, and we're like, it's so crazy how we found each other in our lives, like, at this moment in time, because we're both so similar, and we're both going through the exact same freaking thing. I swear to you, like, every night there's something new like that. We're like, oh my God, like, that's exactly how I was feeling, or that's exactly what they said to me, and that's exactly what I'm going through. And it's just such a beautiful thing to like have someone on that like ride with you, even though it's like a different scenario, but like you can come back from that and like make a connection out of that, and really like talk it through. Bro, I don't need therapy. I just need my friends and my family. Like that. That's it. I've done the whole therapy thing. It's essentially the same thing, okay? Except, these people actually know me. And so, but anyways, I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you got something out of it. And I hope that if you were on the same boat and you needed someone to be saying this, and, it just kind of brought some peace, I'm glad that I can, I don't know, do something, because I know it's hard to like go through all that alone. And thankfully I don't have to do it alone, because like I said, my roommate and my family, like everyone around me, is so supportive. So yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.